Woo! Hello everybody and welcome to the AMPF channel direct of November of 2024. Yeah, let's hear that applause. I'm your host, Lakitu, the showrunner of Amazing Mario plush films. And all the people behind me are the people who will be talking about the announcements in this direct. We have Daffy. Please help me, they're locking me in a basement and they're refusing to feed me until I finish this video. We have Waluigi. Hello everybody, it is the amazing Waluigi. Why do you have lice on your leg? It's not lice, it's just dried whipped cream. We have Yoshi. Oh yeah, hello everybody, I'm so happy to be here today. We have Luigi. And finally, we have Bro, where'd you go? We just started. Wahoo! Hello everybody, don't worry, I'm still here. Alright, good. Now, in case you're new to the channel, you might not know what an AMPF Direct is, so we shall explain. Basically, in this Direct, we're here to announce special projects and special videos coming in on the Amazing Mario Plush Films channel, and that's basically the general synopsis. We did make a Direct in September of 2023, but since that video aged worse than spoiled milk, we're here to make a new one, announcing the same stuff and some new stuff as well. So without further ado, let's go! Hey, that's my line. Shut! Now, if you're new to the channel, you may not recognize this video in particular. Well, allow me to tell you, this is one of the two Among Us videos we made back all the way back in late 2022. But what if I told you that the Among Us videos were making a return? That's right, because in the future, we are releasing not one, but two new Among Us videos on this channel. So let's start with the first one, Among Us 3, New Faces, New Betrayals. Contrary to what we said in the past, this is not the hide and seek episode that we said, but rather, oh my god. Contrary to what we've said in the past, this is not going to be the hide and seek episode, but rather it's going to be a love letter, if you will, to the first two Among Us videos. What I mean by that is that this video is going to follow the same premise as the other two Among Us videos. There's 3 imposters, crewmates have to do their tasks, imposters have to kill people, etc, etc. But, as hinted in the nickname of this third episode, this episode is going to feature an entirely new set of characters to the game with the exception of Mario and Luigi. But that's not the only thing setting this episode apart from the others, as it's also going to feature the newest roles added to the Among Us game, which are the Tracker, the Noisemaker, and the Phantom. So, in summary, Among Us 3 is basically just going to be a way to revive the first 2 episodes of Among Us that we've made over or almost 2 years ago. But now with that said and done, let's get to Among Us 4, which is the true hide and seek special. As you already might have guessed, this episode is going to be parodying the newest game mode added to Among Us, which is the hide and seek game mode, which features one imposter chasing down all the crewmates trying to kill them, while the crewmates do their tasks and wait out the timer before they win. And that's basically what's happening in Among Us 4. It's pretty self-explanatory and we really don't need to explain much. But now with that out of the way, let's get to the real question. When are these 2 episodes coming out? Starting with Among Us 3, this episode is going to be coming out this month, in the month of November, and it's most likely going to be the next video you'll see on this channel. Meanwhile, Among Us 4 is going to be released much later, as it's coming out in February of 2025. And if you want the episode now, tough luck, be patient. And that's basically all I have to say for this portion of the Direct. We're really excited to work on the Among Us videos, and we hope you guys are excited to see them when they come out. Anyways, that's about all I'm here to do. Now, time to get to the next section. Incoming! Alright boys, I'm bringing it upon myself to talk about the next portion of this Direct. But first I gotta ask you one question. What's one of the most important holidays that comes to your mind? Now, if I read your mind correctly, one of the answers should be Thanksgiving. And you'd be correct. So, what if I told you that we're coming out with a Thanksgiving special this year? And this Thanksgiving special I'm referring to is all about me, baby. Because I present to you Daffy the Turkey Hunter, this year's Thanksgiving special. Now, I don't want to ramble on for too long at risk of, possibly spoiling some, good parts. Because we want you guys to watch it and have a good time for yourself. So I'll just go over, the main idea of it. Basically, turkeys are sold out everywhere, so I take it upon myself to find a wild turkey for me, Blue Monkey, and Vince so we can have a nice Thanksgiving together since we don't really have much family. However, while I'm out looking for a turkey, these two troublemakers, named Yoda and Matthew, are also out looking for turkeys, and I cross paths with them, and it's basically an all-out war for who finds the turkey. And that's basically the general conflict of the Thanksgiving special. Again, not going to go on for too long so I don't spoil anything, but we do hope that this Thanksgiving special does turn out great, and as for when it's going to come out, when do you think it's going to come out? It's literally November, which is this month. However, one important thing to note is that this special is not going to come out directly on Halloween. It's instead going to come out the day before Halloween. But now you're probably asking, why is it not releasing on Halloween if it's on Halloween Thanksgiving special? Well, let me tell you, buddy, it's because on Thanksgiving, you guys have family to talk to. You guys are supposed to, eat dinner with your family. Get off the iPad for a little bit and go hang out with your family. Spend quality time with them or something. But yeah, that's why we're releasing it the day before Halloween, because tomorrow you're gonna have family to talk to, and we don't want to release a video on that special day of yours. And that's about all you need to know about this year's Thanksgiving special, Daffy the Turkey Hunter. Funny enough, it's actually probably the only holiday special you're going to be getting this entire year on this channel, so I guess that makes it extra special. But anyway, no further questions. It's coming out this month. Thank you for your time here. I'm out. Alright, cameras on, lights on, perfect. Hello everybody, it is I, the amazing Waluigi, and I am here to talk about the next project in this direct. Now, as you may recall, the latest episode we released on the Amazing Mario Plus Films channel was Night of Wolfgeist, which involved me and my brother Wadio interacting with this villain known as Amadeus Wolfgeist. And I bring that episode up because at the end of that episode, there was a card that said to be continued, which signified a part 2 of the video coming up. And that part 2 in question is what we're going to talk about in this direct. Night of Wolfgeist 2, Animal Rescue. Now before I move on, I do want to take this time to tell all the people who didn't watch the first part, Night of Wolfgeist, I just want to say, go watch that video first and then come back to this direct so everything can make sense now. But anyways, going back to Animal Rescue, this part 2 is basically going to follow the return of Amadeus Wolfgeist as a frog, as hinted by the end of part 1. And with his newfound status as an animal, he's taking it upon himself to rule the entire animal kingdom of Plushtopia. And for the record, most of the population in Plushtopia is made up of animals, which is why it's such a big deal. And in just a short time, Amadeus becomes this relentless tyrant across Plushtopia, and nobody's able to defeat him. Which is why me and Wadio have to take it upon ourselves to defeat him twice and for all, and save the entire animal kingdom of Plushtopia. Part 2 is also going to go into further details about Amadeus Wolfgeist as a character, and it's going to reveal what his true motives were throughout these 2 episodes, and we want to write him as a good villain, basically. We want this part 2 of Night of Wolfgeist to, be a very good one, have a lot of effort put into it, which is why it's going to release next year, around March of 2025. Now, with all that being said, there's not really too much to talk about, which concludes this segment of the direct. Stay tuned for this part 2, Night of Wolfgeist Part 2, Animal Rescue. Hey, that actually sounds like a really good movie title. Yeah! Hello everybody, it is me, Yoshi, and I'm here to talk about the first series we're going to talk about in this direct. And that series is Life Imprisonment. Now, we did talk about this series in our last direct, but we want to go into further detail of what it's going to be about and what we plan to do with it. This series is going to follow Daffy and Blue Monkey, who end up being sentenced to life imprisonment, hence the name, for a crime that they did not commit, which obviously they're very upset about, but they can't do anything about it. During their time in prison, however, they come across this group who's also in prison, and who plan to make this grand prison escape, quite possibly one of the greatest of all time. And of course, since Daffy and Blue Monkey did nothing wrong, they're obviously in on this massive prison escape plan. There's also this little side plot in this series where Vince, Blue Monkey's brother, is out doing detective work around the town to prove that Daffy and Blue Monkey are innocent so that he can get them out of prison. And that's basically all you need to know about life imprisonment. Now, although it is going to have a dark setting and more of a serious tone than most of our other projects, we do want to have our occasional moments of silliness with this series. So we think it's going to be a pretty fun one to work on, and we hope you guys enjoy it too when it comes out. Now, speaking of when it's going to come out in May of 2025. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty long wait for people who want to see it, but you guys just have to be patient, alright? Plus, it is also going to be one of the more complicated projects to write. But overall, we do want it to turn out great, which is why you guys are going to be waiting so long. Alright, well, that concludes this section of the Direct. So, I hope you guys enjoy Life Imprisonment when it comes out. Yeah! Hello everybody, it is I, Luigi, here to talk about the next portion of the Direct. Now, before anything, I do want to talk about Mario & Luigi Rage Unleashed. Unfortunately, we have made the decision to cancel the series because, well, honestly, we didn't think it would turn out super interesting, and the idea itself wasn't really all that interesting to begin with. And, you know, we want to actually post content that's actually entertaining for you guys. So, in its place, we are going to be replacing it with a new project. This new project in question is titled Game of Pride. This is definitely going to be one of the more complicated projects we're going to talk about in this Direct, so I'll try my best. But first, let's start off on what this series is going to be based on. The main inspiration for the series actually comes from a Roblox game titled Tearful Sacrifice, where a group of players are taken into a game where 1 or 2 players have to sacrifice themselves in order for the other players to move on until there's only one person left standing, where they're titled the Egoist King. And that's basically what we plan to do with this series. A group of characters are taken hostage by this organization called the Sanctuary, and they're forced to play these games of sacrifice in order to see like how much these characters truly care for each other, to the point where one person will sacrifice their life for other people. Now obviously, since this is a series, we do plan to have an overarching story go along with this idea, and it's also going to have a more serious tone than other projects we've talked about so far. This was an idea we've had for quite a long time, since, you know, early of 2023. But now that we're finally ready to put it into action, we are happy to announce that it is gonna come out in July of 2025. And if you're wondering why it's gonna take so long, well, it's basically taking the place of Mario & Luigi Rage Unleashed. That's why. Plus, we don't want this series to clash in with the production of our other projects that we've already announced. So yeah, Game of Pride coming out in 2025. That's about all I got to say. Now, we got one more project to announce. Come on in, Mario. Woohoo! Alright, we have one more project to talk about, so let's get straight to the point. So we've already announced this project before, but we want to go further into detail about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mario & Luigi Town of Technology, the movie. As you could infer, this movie is gonna be a remake of the AMPF original that we launched all the way back in May of 2022, Mario & Luigi Town of Technology. However, since then, we felt that the writing of the series could have been much better, and we felt that the atmosphere was kind of underutilized. Which is why we are planning to remake it as a movie, because we've become more advanced with all that kind of stuff, editing, writing, and stuff like that, as well as popular demand, as you guys seem to have really wanted this movie. This movie is also going to provide some sort of origin story, if you will, to the computers that take over the town of Toy Town. To put it shortly, the computers were made by this newfound company. However, not too long after, these computers are stolen and are made to create the evil computers that you know and love today. And that's basically all we're going to say, since, well, obviously, we want you guys to watch it for yourself. As well as the fact that it's also going to be the first Amazing Mario Plush Films feature film we're going to make on this channel. Aside from that, I don't really have too much to say. It's definitely going to be one of our biggest projects to date, and we plan for it to come out next month, December 2024, somewhere around the end of the month. And the reason for that is because we want the whole month of December for us to work on this movie, because we want it to be the best it can be for you guys, so you can enjoy it. Because you guys really wanted this movie, so we want it to be the highest quality it can be for you guys to enjoy. Anyway, that's about all we need to say, and we can move on to the end of this Direct. Again, an AMPF movie, Mario & Luigi Town of Technology, is coming at the end of December 2024. Whoosh! Alright folks, that concludes the AMPF Direct for November of 2024. Now, we really hope you enjoyed this Direct, and hope you're looking forward to the projects we have announced. But while you're here, why don't you comment down what project you're most excited for? Aside from that, I don't have too much to say, so we're going to end it off here, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. See you later, everybody. Now for the intro to play. Hit it!